Okay, so today we are going to study about your Q learning in reinforcement learning. So my name is Anita Rani. We are going to explain Q learning. Q learning is nothing but a type of machine learning where the agents learns to make a decision by taking an action of an environment to maximize your cumulative reward. So reinforcement learning means already we know that it is nothing but a reward which has been given by the actions which is performed in it. It can be a good action or it can be bad option. It can be a positive action as well as a negative option too. So we are going to have a Q learning method where agents and environment will be related to in it. So agents is nothing but whatever action has been performed in an environment, it will have a state as well as reward here. In your states, that will be measured as S of t plus 1 and reward which will be a good or bad action has been performed, that will be marked as RT plus 1. So general formula for your Q learning is nothing but Q of S comma A is equal to Q of S comma A plus alpha into R plus gamma of max Q of S dash comma A dash minus Q of S of A. So Q of S is nothing but the present state which we are having. This will be the past state of Q of S comma A plus alpha represents the learning rate. Alpha represents the learning rate and R represents the state at which the information has been gathered. So actions has been performed in here R. Then gamma max represents the following property of your current states which has been enriched. While going to your Q learning, Q learning is a model-free reinforcement learning algorithm where the agent learns to make an optimal decision by exploring the environment and receiving rewards or penalties for its action. So each and every action there will be good actions as well as bad action. For example, if you are going for your robots will have a state as well as action. State represents the action which has been performed by the robots, and action represents the movement of up movement or down movement or left or right movements will be taken into account. So these are the key components of Q learning. Q learning models functions through the iterative process. There are several components working together and train a model. So while you are going to train a model, we are going to use your following components here. First one is agent. The agent represents the entity that functions and performs tasks in a given environment. States is nothing but it is a variable that specifies their agent current situation within the environment, and actions will perform their agent's behavior in a particular state. Rewards is nothing but whether it is a positive or negative response of an agent's action. So episodes and Q values will be taken into account while we are going to next process. How Q learning works. Q learning is nothing but a trial and error version experience to learn the outcome of a particular action carried out by the agent in an environment. Q learning process involves modeling optimal behavior by a learning and the optimal action value that is called as Q function. So there are two methods. First method is temporal difference. Temporal difference is nothing but it will be evaluating the current state and the action to agents of your previous state and the action to be determined in the difference. So that will be the formula. The same formula will be repeated again. Q of S comma A is equal to Q of S comma A plus alpha into R plus gamma of max A Q of S dash comma A dash minus Q of S of A, where your S represents the state of an agent, A represents the current action that is picked from your Q table. The Q table will be the previous state whatever we have defined. S dash and A dash represents the next state of an action, next state of an state which will be performing. R represents the current reward. The R represents the current action, that is whether it is good or bad, that can be defined. And gamma represents the 0 or 1 value which has been your futuristic rewards. And alpha represents the stepping length, that is alpha represents the action that is performed in the estimation of your Q of S of A. So it will be derived from a Bellman's equation, that is in 1957 Richard Bellman has developed this equations by having an optimal decision using regression formula, and the same formula has been repeated again. So Q of S comma A represents the expected reward of an action in A in state of S. R of S comma A represents the reward earned when the action A is carried out in a state S, and A represents the discount factor, whether it denotes this significance of your future rewards. And maximum of Q of S dash comma A dash represents the maximum of Q value in the next state of S, as well as their every possible actions it will be taken into account. So this is an algorithm which will be carried out with the following states. It involves their agent learning through the exploring the environment and updating the Q table based on the received rewards, and it's for each and every state the steps of an Q learning algorithm has been developed and included in the figure. So this is the model chart diagram. We are going to initialize the Q table. We are going to choose an action what you are going to perform, and according to the action it will be performing an action. Then that action, whether it is good or bad, response will be taken into account for their measuring reward, and the Q table will be upgraded. This will be an iterative function where the iterative models has been given up, that is I is equal to 0 to n minus 1. Like that it will be terminates according to the state which has been performed. So this is the following steps we have find out. One, the initialization of a Q table by monitoring the process related to their actions taken with the different states. We are going to take different states and we are going to measure for each and every state. Observation for a current state of an environment, what is the Q factor. Action is nothing but after completion of your model, which is helpful for an environment or not, we are going to identify. Update means we are going to after completing of this process, whether it is updated, the Q table result has been maintained. And for your repeat, it will be repeating for 2 or 3 times whatever need according to your state, according to the determination of state. These are the advantages. So advantages, in this it is nothing but which is a trial and error version. So you can use or you can erase whatever needs which with the people have been ideal state also. So it doesn't stick to a policy. It will optimize the fullest to a best possible solution. It will be providing the output, and it has parameters which cannot be dynamically stated, and it will be we are going to use very little probability function to obtain the fixed mistake as well. So next one is disadvantages. So disadvantages is that you are going to have a right balance between the action and the state, and we are going to have overestimated how good the action has been performed, and it is very having multiple problems cannot be solved in this Q learning. Applications, wherever applications is nothing but we are going to use in gaming, recommendation systems, robotics. It is mainly used in robotic systems and autonomous vehicle and supply chain. Thank you.